good day. We are here today to talk about evaluating functions using our Cassia Classwiz FX991EX calculator. Specifically, we're going to use the calculate mode and table mode. So let's start. Take note that evaluating a function means replacing the variable with the given value. In other terms, we just substitute the given value to the variable. Let's look at an example. Use A equals 2, B equals -5, and C equals 3/7 in solving for S. So we have here three items. The first one, S is equal to 2A squared plus 5B minus 9. We use the calculate mode of our calculator to solve for this. So make sure that you press menu 1 to go to calculate mode. And we just encode the given function, number 1. So we can just have 2, press alpha, the negative sign to encode A squared plus 5 alpha again and choose another variable. In this case, we use B, minus 9. And press calc to calculate the value. Encode the given values. A is equal to 2, press equals. B is equal to -5. Again, press the equal sign. Pressing the equal sign again gives us the value -26. Going to the second example, we have S is equal to C squared plus 7A plus B. Now we have an additional variable and we calculate again. C is equal to 3/7. In this case, we have C is equal to 3, we press the fraction sign, and 7, press equals, and input the values again for A is equal to 2, and B is -5, which was our value earlier. And we get 450/49. If we want to express this in decimal, we can press the S to D key and get 9.18. The third function is an absolute value function. So we have shift abs, so just press the key with the open parenthesis sign and we'll get the absolute value. Then the fraction, which gives us B squared minus 4A. Press the arrow down button and input 9C. We press again calculate and we have the same values as earlier. So we can just press the equal sign and this gives us 119/27. In decimals, we can have 4.41 by pressing S to D key. Let's look at another function. In this case, we have a polynomial function, S to the 5th minus 4x squared plus 8. And we want to evaluate this function for two values of x. X is equal to 3 and x is equal to 1/5. So first, we encode the function again in the calculate mode. We now evaluate the function f of x is equal to x to the 5th minus 4x squared plus 8. We just go to calculate mode again and encode the function x raised to the 5th power. Make sure to press the right arrow sign minus 4x and then press squared plus 8. Then we press calc key again. Encode the first value for x, which is 3, and press equal sign. Press equal sign again to get the value 215. Now we want to get the value of the function using another x value, that is 1/5. Take note that we don't need to re-enter the function since it's already there. So we just press calc again and input the new value for x, which is 1/5. So we have 1, the fraction sign, and 5, which gives us 7.84. So let's try that again with another function, g of x. We have g of x is equal to the square root of x squared plus 4. And we press calc, input the values 0, and this gives us 2. Pressing calc again, we input now the value 1. Pressing the equal sign twice, we get square root of 5. Or again, if you want to take the decimal, we just press S to D key. And this gives us 2.25. 24. But what if we want to get the value of the function for more values of x, let's say from 0 to 8. So instead of the calculate mode, we can take advantage of one of the features of this calculator, which is the table mode. We just press menu 9 and we are going to see f of x. So we have f of x is equal to, we just encode the function square root of x squared plus 4. Press the equal sign, and again, we only have one function here, so press the equal sign again, and we are going to be asked to input the table range. We start from the value x is equal to 0, so start is 0, press the equal sign, end is 8. Press the equal sign again, and we have the step is 1. Pressing the equal sign again will give us a table of values. Here we have when x is equal to 0. We have f of x is equal to 2. On the other hand, if we have x is equal to 1, we have 2.24. And we get the values of f of x until x is equal to 8. So let's try this using, now let's answer this problem using this function. Juan started selling a certain kakanin in a school canteen. He pays 150 pesos per day for rent and spends 10 pesos for each pack of kakanin he prepares. How much are his expenses if he prepares 75 packs of kakanin? So we first answer by creating a function that will represent the cost or his expenses. And we have c of x is equal to 10x plus 150 since he pays 10 pesos per pack of kakanin and 150 pesos per day for the rent. Now, we want to evaluate this function when x is equal to 75. So let us try by using the calculate mode. Let's input the function 10x plus 150 pesos. And we have calculate x is equal to 75. This gives us 900 pesos. What if he prepares 100 packs? We just press calculate again and press 100. Pressing the equal sign gives us 1,150 pesos. And finally, we want to find his expenses when he prepares 125 packs. So calculate x is equal to 125. And this gives us 1,400 pesos. But what if we want to save time and calculate all the three values? We just use the table mode. Press menu and 9. Let's input the function 10x plus 150. And the start is 75. The end is 125. Our step now is 25. And we get this table of values, which also shows us the same values that we got earlier. Another problem is the half-life. The half-life of a certain substance is 100 years. If there were initially 125 grams of the substance, how much will remain after 700 years? So we can represent this function with a of x is equal to 125, the initial amount of the substance, times 1/2 raised to x over 100. And we want to evaluate this function at x is equal to 700. So we just go to calculate mode, input the function 125 times 1/2 raised to x over 100. And let's calculate the value when x is equal to 700. We have 125 over 128 or 0.98 grams. But again, what if we want to find the values, the amount of the substance after 100 years, 200 years, 300 years, 400 years, up to 500 years. Then we can take advantage of the table function, and we have 125 times, I can just input 0.5 for the 1/2 raised to x over 100. I'm going to start with the value 100 and at 500 with the step 100, and I will have these values. So after 100 years, the substance we will now have 62.5 grams of substance. After 200 years, it will be 31.25 grams, and so on. That's it. I hope that you learned something from today's video. Thank you.